Hello, 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 and welcome. My name is Lee Cara, and this is Unleash Your Light right here at the Akashic Academy. I'm so happy to be here. It is Thursday, June something, 20 something. Wait a minute, June 28th. Let's make sure that I am live. And I'm going to take a moment to share with some of my friends. I hope that you will do the same. Oh, I'm a little pixelated there. Let's hope the signal comes through a little bit stronger. But I'm going to trudge forward because I'm persistent. Good morning, Crystal. Good morning, Crystal. Oh, two crystals. Good morning, Rena. Welcome. So I'm going to take a moment and share out. I hope you will. The show today is all about persistence, determination, and a light in the darkness. So if you know someone who's struggling, you know someone who's really having a hard time in this transition, in this transformation, in this awakening, in these moments of extreme change. Change is always hard, isn't it? If you know someone who's struggling and unsure of what the heck is going on, please share this with them. I hope everyone had a fabulous, oh goodness, now I'm stuck. I hope everyone had a fabulous full moon last night. The strawberry moon was gorgeous. And even though it was terribly overcast here, it literally was framed in the clouds for me here. So that was absolutely beautiful. I was so excited about it. Oh, there I am. All right. We'll make one more little share here, and then we'll get started with the show. Full moon was so gorgeous, so amazing. I actually got some decent pictures. I did a little live video from it. It's on my page if you want to go and friend me. Speaking of which, right after the show, I always do another half hour or so from my couch. It's very informal, and I get a little deeper than what we do here on the show. Oh, yay, Linda. And usually my pictures come out terrible, I guess because I have a crappy phone and because, the light is super bright and then my camera is not so great. So that never makes for good pictures, but I actually got some decent ones last night. So I was really kind of shocked at that. They're still a little pixelated when you zoom in on them, but you really see the color, that strawberry pink reflected on the clouds around it, even though you can't see it so much on the moon itself. But not just the pictures, but I actually went out in the full moon and I renewed my vows of service like I always like to do. I have my own little ritual thingy. Oh, look, there's my co-host back there patiently waiting for his catnip that I forgot to give him again today. Shame on me. I'm a bad cat mommy, aren't I? All right, I guess we're good. My phone is not cooperating with me to share anymore, but I hope you guys will share out for me. So last night was beautiful. Hello, Teresa. Hello, welcome. So last night was a beautiful full moon. Like I said, it just barely peeped through. I do have a video if it was too cloudy where you are for you to see that. I hope if you had crystals that you put them out in the moonlight last night. I definitely did that with a few of mine. And man, I'll tell you what, as tumultuous as our times are, as scary as the world is or has been, as amazing as this awakening is, we all have those moments where it feels like we cannot keep pushing forward. Isn't it true? And moments like last night, if you were able to experience that full moon, can really give you back some of that hope, give you back some of that determination, give you back some of that drive, some of that knowing, right? It can be so hard to stay on the road. Yeah, that's what they look like here too, Linda. They look like stuffing, like cotton. Oh, Cal, I'm sorry. You can look at my page. You can look at my friend page and my regular wall, and I put up the video there from it. It's about 3 minutes long. I didn't go crazy or anything, but and I didn't put my ritual on there, so don't worry. You won't hear me mumbling about whatever. Those moments that we have sometimes sitting there looking out at the road in front of us, whether you have a life that is full of stuff that you feel secure about and strong about in many ways, a job you love, a family by your side, children to raise, parents that are there for you, friends, family, social events, even if your life is full of serious like things that are stuck there. Hi, Alice, like security. There are moments in this awakening for all of us where we think, I cannot do this. Good morning, Sherry Lynn. Where we think there's no way I can do this. I'm done. Count me out. I'm on the East Coast, Linda. So I'm on the East Coast in Virginia. So we might be in the same time zone. I know my mama bear, Krista Marsh, is also in Canada. She's in the same time zone as me, but not all of Canada is in the same time zone as me. So we all have those moments on the road where we feel lost, where we feel like on this journey, first of all, it's too hard to look at all of that stuff inside of me. It's too hard to dredge up all of this pain. It's too hard to be uber sensitive to what's going on in the world, to what's going on around us. Many of us in this awakening have discovered that we're empathic or actual empaths, and that makes it even harder to then look around and feel like, holy crap, because you are literally feeling everyone's emotions and maybe not knowing what to do with them, or even recognizing that they're not your emotions. We get in this mindset of looking around and seeing all the obstacles. We get in this mindset of looking around. Look at all my Canadian friends. I love it. Looking around and saying, I am alone. Nobody understands. Even if you're surrounded by people who love you, they may not understand what you're going through because maybe they're not in this movement. Maybe they're not on the journey. Maybe they don't get the connection that you're feeling, that maybe they're not feeling. Maybe they aren't right there where you are. That can make it incredibly difficult to maintain your focus on this path, to maintain your belief that it is your mission to embody unconditional love in everything you do every day, that it is our mission to be a part of this bigger picture that's around us, right? It can be so difficult to go through this. It can be so painful to go through these dark nights of the soul, as people like to say. And yet, we must, right? We have to. We have to. I mean, this is the whole part. Rose quartz can help you. Absolutely. There are people who have an affinity with crystals. I discovered mine about a year and a half ago, maybe a year ago. And it definitely affects your makeup. For some people, not for everyone. Not everyone is cut out to be sensitive that way to the touch and to the energy, but maybe they understand the emotion behind it. And maybe the mindset even of putting on a rose quartz can be something. If you have an idea for how you handle this awakening, put it there in the comments, because a lot of people watch this after the fact, and a lot of people come here to the Akashic Academy or wherever it is that you're watching it for that support, so they don't feel alone, so that you don't feel alone, so that you feel supported. That's one of the things that we do here at the Akashic Academy, is we support your expansion, right? We support your persistence. We support your determination to stay on this path. My specific journey in Unleash Your Light is to overcome and to help others overcome the emotional obstacles that keep us from connecting with that divinity within us. Our emotional life that we've had, the trauma that we've been through, the stress that we've been through, can keep us from embracing the great I am within us. Beautiful, Dan. It can keep us from embracing the great I am that dwells within each one of us, right? And just a brief, how do you do that? you hug yourself. You love yourself unconditionally. Because the more that you accept yourself and love yourself unconditionally, the more that you are integrating and embracing that beautiful energy of unconditional love, which is the collective energy of the universe. And it is inside of each one of us. It animates our mind, the little electricities in our brain. That's the connection to the universe. That's that divine being, that individualized portion of a plural energy that is you, that chose to be you. This road is hard. This road that we walk is difficult because it's supposed to be difficult. It's hard to dig into the darkness because it's supposed to be hard. We're supposed to go through this. We are here for those karmic lessons, for those experiences, for those moments of expansion. And expansion can hurt. As wondrous as it is, and Dan is in awe going through this, as beautiful as those moments are, and we express gratitude for those moments, and things like the full moon last night and the energy it gives you, things like, holding a crystal in your hand and feeling that energy, or wearing it all day and feeling that energy. Those beautiful things can be so amazing. And yet, there is a flip side to them. There's a flip side to them. Yes, full effort, full victory, because all things are dual. All things are two-sided. Linda, wow, that's a heavy burden, but it's also a beautiful blessing. Life is two-sided. Life has balance. And these things that we go through, as difficult as they have been, our triumph emotionally over them, triumph, our understanding of them, our embracing and accepting of those things can be just as wonderful as they were terrible to experience. They will be those big breakthroughs just as much as they were traumatic on your life. The more difficult the time you are going through, the more explosive your expansion will be from it. And this is why it's so important to go through this emotional stuff. Yes, to get past those emotional things in your life. Absolutely, Linda. This is why it is so important to dig into those moments and to have that persistence and to hold on to that determination. Because we are the light in the darkness. You are the light in the darkness for so many others, even if you are seeing only the dark right now. If you can take that moment of darkness, of being in the darkness, of holding on to that and saying, oh my gosh, what the heck am I going through? Why does this hurt so bad? Why does that hurt so much? Why did that happen to me? Listen to those questions and answer them. Do not sit in that energy of darkness and cry, why me? Without allowing that primal cry to change you, to heal you, to give you answers, without you listening to the lesson that the universe is giving you. Absolutely, Sherry Lynn. Absolutely. And that's part of this, is that not only are you the light in the darkness, but you are connected to hundreds of thousands of millions of people out there. Some who are in the darkness like you, and some who are seeing more and more of the light every day. As you are persistent, as you are determined, as you become that light in the darkness, as you get closer to the end of the tunnel, when you're in the darkness of the tunnel, maybe that light at the end seems like a pinprick. Maybe you can't even see it with your bare eye. You got to get out your telescope and peek just to see that light at the other end of the tunnel. Because when you start on this path, it can be very difficult. Because not only do you have your personal struggles and your personal emotions, your own guilt, your own judgment, your own pain, your own whatever it is, you also have to deal with the real world. You also have to deal with those people in your life who don't understand, with those people in the world who can be difficult, who are still sleeping, with those things happening in the world around us that once you become sensitized to them, through these things like becoming an empath, through these things becoming divine, through these things like using the crystals and the oils and the candles and the sage, whatever it is, to become more sensitive. Once you get to that point of being more sensitive, it piles on even more, because now you also feel the world. You feel the pain of the world, all corners. And that can be such a heavy burden. So you're standing in this tunnel, and you're seeing that little pinprick of light, little tiny pinprick. But as you sort through the darkness within you, as you affect the one thing in this world that you can affect, which is you, your actions, your thoughts, your belief systems, that's what you can change. That's what you have control of. As you become aware of those things and start to shift those things within you, you will see the light getting bigger and bigger. And every once in a while, pshoo, it shines down through a hole in the top of the tunnel. And you can stand and bask in that God ray of sunshine that comes through and shines on you for a few moments. And then you might take another step and boom, it's dark again. And that little pinprick might be a little bigger, but it's getting bigger. Know that in that darkness, in those moments of despair and pain, you are connected to so many of us who are where you are, who have been where you are, who have overcome what you are going through. And we are all here to support. We are all here to become, to expand, to walk this path beside you, even if our path leads us through a different tunnel, even if our tunnel has different things on the wall and different pictures and different experiences, even if our journey takes us on a different path. Know that that light that's at the end of the tunnel, it is you. It is us. It is all of us. Oh, Alice, beautiful. It is all of us. It is our mission. It is that collective energy of unconditional love that's starting to shine through at you. And when you focus on that light, that unconditional love energy, and you just keep trudging forward, because it does feel like trudging sometimes, and you keep trudging forward and you keep dragging these chains and these balls, these giant, wrecking balls along with us, right? As we get closer to the light, as we go through this stuff, as we're able to release some of this through being nice to ourselves, through unconditional love of self, through letting go of our guilt, through our forgiveness of others, our forgiveness of ourselves, embracing the I am, we let go of some of these chains. We leave behind the wrecking balls. We start to move faster towards that light. The cave, the tunnel becomes even more illuminated with those rays, with those God rays coming through, God rays, with that light coming through. It seems very difficult when you're at the beginning of this journey, because it seems sometimes like there are so few rays of light coming through for us. But the more of that stuff that you clear away, every step that you take to, yes, Kat, let go of those negative things, every hug you give yourself, every positive thing you say to yourself, every time you react in love to someone else who is feeling pain, every time you have an epiphany, you are taking a step towards the end of the tunnel. You are taking a step towards that light. And you will come out the other end whatever you are experiencing, whatever pain you are going through, whatever trials you are in, they are temporary. They are temporary. And the way to get through them is to keep stepping forward. Oh, that's beautiful, Linda. To keep stepping forward. To keep on your path, even when it leads through those tunnels. And you might come out the other side and be in a scary forest with dark, gnarled trees just creating this canopy over you. But you know what? You're not in the tunnel anymore. You're in a different place. You're in a new experience. Because even when we clear away those parts of us, even as we start to rip away those things that have happened in our past, new lessons will come. New trials will come. New challenges will come to us because we've now cleared out the old stuff. And the universe has the opportunity to bring us something brand new. Good morning, Andrea. The universe has the opportunity to bring us something brand new as we've cleared away or are clearing away that stuff. Now, like I said, you might be in one of those gnarled forest, scary looking haunted house type paths, right? But as you go through it, the light shines through, the path starts to open up. You are on a journey. And just like a road trip across the country, there are times when you're in the city and maybe you think that's ugly. There are times when you're on a highway with two big walls and you're just like, what? There are times when you are driving over the mountains or along a river and it's the most beautiful thing you've ever seen. And you might come out the other side and be in the most industrial, horrible looking section and be like, how the heck did I get here? Unconditional love is your GPS, and it has your destination programmed into it. And as long as that's what you stay focused on, as long as you stay focused on that, you will keep moving forward. You will see more and more of that light. Your unconditional love will start to shine through, not just for others, which is easy to push out, but it'll start to shine through on yourself. Yes, I'd love a road trip, Andrea. I think we're going to take one. We even have a destination, don't we, Andrea? Yes. Oh, Beth, that's exactly what I'm talking about. You are here at the perfect time. It gets tiring. And I was having a conversation with someone just the other day, and if she's still watching, I know that she knows who she is. And I was telling her that part of this entire journey is as many times as you get pushed down, you get up and you keep walking. You get up and you keep walking. No matter how dark it seems, there is light. There is worth in what you're going through. Thanks, Rena. Oh, mwah, Beth, go back and watch it later. You know these are on replay forever. The internet never loses anything, does it? Even things we want it to lose. Thanks, Linda. Oh, safe trip, Cricket. Don't crash listening to me. Oh, my goodness. As we go through this, the whole purpose of our journey is to keep moving forward, to keep on that path, to keep paying attention to that light at the end of the tunnel. Absolutely, Andrea. I have felt that way many times. I feel that way over and over again. But I have learned from each one of those things. I've said it before, I'm getting out of a marriage where there was infidelity for 20 years. The entire marriage, basically, on his side. And I've been able to move past this and to accept my part in it because I allowed it, because I was a participant, because it fed my own dysfunction of self-hatred. And I talked about this maybe a few weeks ago about how our issues feed into each other and create dysfunction But that's the purpose. That's the purpose. Our issues feed into each other to create the dysfunction so we can overcome it. So we can grow together, hopefully. But sometimes it doesn't happen where we grow together. Sometimes we grow apart. Sometimes we change and they don't. Sometimes on this path that you are walking that is so difficult, it feels like, what else do I have to give up to walk this path? You feel like you're losing everything sometimes, your mind even, as you dig through this stuff, as you trudge through this darkness. But know that your reward, our reward, will be so much greater than those things that held us back. Know that there is a purpose to your loss, to your pain, to what you're going through that fits in to that higher mission, that fits in to that greater power, to that energy, to this new awakening, this movement that's coming. And holding on to that knowledge, having faith that that is truth, that that is real, that that is what you're here for. Knowing that that is what you're here for. That gives you faith. Knowing that the next step forward could be the one that takes you into what it is you are looking for, that walks you right into your dream, that brings you to that perfect relationship, that takes you into the space where your powers are online. Knowing that it could be that next step that does that, keeps pushing you forward. But you know what? You might have everything set up exactly the way you think it should be. It's still going to be hard. You're still going to have rough times. You're still going to be walking through the darkness. You're still going to have horrible things happen. We're still going to have to experience and go through so much. But you know what? Every time that you pull away some of that yucky stuff, every time that you dig out another incorrect core belief about yourself, about the world, every time that you clean off a little bit of your beautiful light, every time that you do that, it gets easier for the next time. It gets easier for the next time. You understand how to handle it. You understand how to process those emotions. You know not to collapse yourself in it. You know not to allow that pain to become your identity, to become your story. You know that all you have to do is call on that collective and you will feel it. And you will be connected, and you will not be alone. And you will see once again that light of unconditional love out there. It is a very difficult journey to choose this. And there are so many of us, and I'm sure that some of you know them, who fall off the journey. Yes, Cricket, every single epiphany helps the collective. Every time that you have oh my God, a tweetable moment, as Oprah says, every time that you have an epiphany, it helps the collective. It helps us. It helps me. I feel it. I go, woo, somebody just got a little chink, level up, you know? My kids have been gamers, so I think in terms of video games sometimes. And yes, Andrea, you can recognize it in other people and not try to save it. You know you can't change them. You can only change your reaction to them. You know you can't save them. You learn not to engage in a way that is from that place of primal pain. You know how to forgive someone in the moment that they are acting badly towards you because they're reacting from pain. You know not to take things personally because it's not about us, it's about their journey, right? And we know how to be accountable for our own actions and so many more things that this light gives us. And the further you walk along this path, the brighter that light becomes, the easier it becomes for you to go through these things. Yes, respond, don't react. The more that you are able to see the big picture and to coexist in a world where things are not quite balanced yet. As you create the balance in yourself, you will attract balance in your life. You will attract those things that you need to be doing. Thanks, Andrea. Yes, Beth, I understand it's difficult. It is so difficult. Here's what I'll say to you, and I say this to my friends, so you're my friends. It took 52 years to install all those triggers and all those negative thoughts and all that darkness. It's going to take a little while to undo them. It's going to take a minute for you to get past it. I've been walking the path for 6 years now, and it's hard. It's really hard. But I look back at where I was and I say, oh my gosh, I feel like I've walked 1,000 miles looking backwards, even though sitting here sometimes it feels like I haven't gone but 2 steps. We all have those moments, Beth, and we are all with you in that. And it gets tiring, and it gets to the point where you want to give up. Don't give up. It is persistence. It is determination. It is a light in the darkness. It is feeling that energy of unconditional love and embracing it. And Beth, so many of us feel that way. And like I said, we all know people who've fallen off the path. I know someone who's in here right now who I'm very good friends with who has fallen off the path a few times. Rather than step off the path, pause if you have to. Stop for a moment, regroup. You have the support of the collective, Beth. It's okay. Mwah. You should be in classes, though. This is the thing. When it is depressing, when you feel terrible, you should put on every single motivational tape you can, even if you're sitting there saying, F you, F you. That's not how it is to the whole thing. Because you know who's listening? That divine part of you that knows it's all true. That divine part of you that knows it's all true is still listening, even when you are being cynical and depressed, but you're trying. But you're putting on those happy movies. You're putting on those things. That's very true, Andrea. That path is always under your feet, but it may not be the path to unconditional love sometimes. You might take a detour. You always have the choice to turn around. You always have the choice to listen to your GPS and take that left turn back towards it. The destination is unconditional love. The destination is to embody that unconditional love as a part of the collective in your everyday life. If you keep that as your destination, no matter which way you turn off the road, you can always decide to push the button to redirect you. You can always choose to come back, and you will always be forgiven. You will always be accepted. You will always be needed and wanted and embraced by all of us and by unconditional love. I know you all have it in you. Persistence, determination, and faith and knowing that you are a light in the darkness. And yes, absolutely, loving yourself unconditionally is the key to all of this. When you love yourself unconditionally, you know you can overcome. You know you're connected. You know you're divine. You know that this is all for you, and you can see. You can see, or you can at least wait until you get the lesson. I know you have it in you. You are a strong woman. Let me tell you something. What is the saying? The strongest swords are forged in the hottest fires. And those who go through the darkest times come out the strongest on the other side. And Joyce Meyer says that broken vessels can shine out the most light. Many of us are chosen because of what we've gone through and what we're going through in our struggle. Because you become an inspiration to others. All right, I'm way past my time now. I know I started about 5 minutes late. Beth, we are all here for you, and anyone out there who is watching, we are here for you. Reach out to us here at the Akashic Academy. Watch some of the other shows. Speaking of which, today we have Rena. Wait a minute, I could put up Rena. There we go. Rena Dwell, she's going to have the Rainbow Bridge. That's on at noon. And then right after that, at 7, the next show that we're going to have is going to be Andrea Jones Stepnowski, and she does the sacred chakra flow. Sorry, I've been working on my sacral chakra. That's why I said that. She does a sacred chakra flow at 7. Both of those are Eastern time, right here at the Akashic Academy. Speaking of the Akashic Academy, you guys are on the public page here. Okay, we have amazing programming all week long here at the Akashic Academy. Our director, Emily Harrison, is incredible and has been recruiting amazing people to have shows here, right? We are able to unveil, drum roll please, a new website. Hello, a new website, theakashicacademy.com, theakashicacademy.com. Okay, so what can you find there? There you can find a newsletter that you get like twice a week, once a week. It is not spam. It has awesome information in it directly from Emily. We have the quarterly magazine. I had an article in the last one. Many of our teachers have got articles in there. And you get access to an exclusive group here on Facebook where Emily does guided meditations, channeling, breathing exercises, which some of those she does here. She gets really in depth on the inside, if you get the inside scoop. And Coach Nick does Mindful Mondays and shows, and we have so much more in the pipeline to add to that exclusive group. Okay, so the exclusive group is $11.11 a month, or you can pay $100 for the year. Okay, amazing value. Believe me, I have gotten a ton out of it so far, and I've only been there for like 2 months, and it's absolutely amazing, my own expansion within this. I am here every Thursday morning at 10 a.m. right here on the public page. You can always find me at unleashyourlight.org. I have my books there. They're both free PDF copies. One is about steps of Unleash Your Light, which very simple. It's like 30-something pages. The other one is called Simple Spirituality of Self. It's all about loving yourself unconditionally, which is so important, and overcoming those obstacles that keep us. I dig into each of the emotions. I dig into anger. I dig into jealousy. I dig into shame. I dig into guilt, all these things that kind of hold us back from loving ourselves, right? My name is Lee Cara. I'm going to go sit on my couch and broadcast for another 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, who knows. And I get a little more informal over there. I hope you guys will join me. I think I'm the only Lee Cara on Facebook, so you should just be able to go ting, ting, ting. My page is public, but I have lots of room for friends. I love every single one of you. I'm so grateful that you joined me this morning. I know we're a little over time. Oh, hi, Georgia. Welcome. I love every one of you. Persistence, determination, and a light in the darkness. You have all of them. You have more than you need to make this journey. Believe that. Have faith in it.